Good evening. So, back at it again. So, I had to dismantle the motor. So, two of everything chilling on the table. Got the parts apart. Got to modify that heavily. And take off. So, the motor is out. Taking off the oil pan, draining the oil. See how nasty that shit is. I never changed oil since I got this motor from the car with junk. I'm actually looking that I might be able to weld the dash 10 fitting right here and then run the line back to the turbo from there. From there, just run the line up that way and up under here to the turbo. Because on the other side we have the starter and the alternator, so I have no room. So this side definitely might be the side to do. I'm gonna pull the pan off now, see how much room it is, if it's necessary for me to take the whole lower section off and put the 2.7 section on. If not, if just tapping that section will be easy, I'll do that, which I'd rather do than have to swap out the whole damn thing. Because I'm not doing the rods yet. So for right now, I just need to get the turbo drain done and modify back the manifold to fit the flange flush, because they weren't fitting flush while I was having problems last night to get it on. And a lot of people have been commenting on the state of this pipe. Yeah, it's in the turbo state, but now that I pull everything back apart, I will take it off, paint it so it looks decent, and then I will put it back on the motor. Um, Clutch is new, but I've seen better days. Damn, even the flywheel surface starting to rust from just being exposed to the elements in the car. But what I gonna do? Ain't ready. I'll just take it back off and sand it off if I have to. The seals are done. Don't have to do anything in the head. Really, just have to change the coil packs, which I already have or don't have. I might go to the Igna coils, so you'll see. Other than that, button up the front. The one near tensioner and the plate for the fuel pump. I was even thinking of I could have tapped over here, weld the fitting on over here. So I have to see how the drainage pattern in the bottom of the pan is to determine if it's worth doing. Because I have a 3-liter pan over there, but I don't know if the grooves are the same. I want to make sure wherever I drill and tap, it doesn't interfere with the oil coming in or running into the draining from the motor itself. So that's another thing I have to double check while I'm doing it. And I might shave this power steering bracket off because it's not needed. I'm trying to eliminate and clean up this motor as much as possible because I shaved off the other one already. So I might shave that one off, make it much nicer and flusher, and then it will look cleaner. I might still sand this one down some and just shave this whole black piece right here off because it's not really structural. So I could just shave this off and then it will look much cleaner under here. What else? That's pretty much it. Waiting on Malacca to formulate and get the whole ATI damper thing straightened out so I can run one. I had ATI damper on my DSMs back in the day. Love them suckers. The fuel damper I would have bought, but the price gone up to the damn price of the ATI damper now anyway. So I mean, so just go ATI and call it a day. Other than that, not much other dressing left for the motor. just that to get it squared away. So that's it for the rambling for the night. I got schoolwork to go do. I just wanted to pull the front down. Oh no, another thing I have to do. I have to extend this bar to bring the oil cooler further down, because this, as you see, it's in the path of the tube, because that's the orientation of that tube that goes here to the turbo. So I need to lengthen this pipe so it can push the oil cooler further down, so I can clear this, and it will be about here, and then I'll be able to run it directly into the oil cooler fitting on the block. So need to drop that down lower, and then in this spacing I'll then put the power steering cooler, so everything will be cooler behind the intake, the intercooler, and then I can then work on my ducting next. So that's basically my whole front clip in essence. Waiting on my carbon fiber headlight blanks, and that's it for that. Still gotta finish weld the wastegates on. I gotta fully finish, and on the back of this I got to still weld the EMAP fitting. And then on the intake itself, I need to go back over my welds. Some of them were a little sketchy when I did this, because I have improved my aluminum welding a little better since. So I need to go back over some of these welds. Underneath the bottom, it's still slanted, but it's, the welds are a little better on the bottom here, because this is one a little thicker than a 1/4 inch thick, so I know the welds are a little stronger under here and around here, so I'm not too worried about this. This is a 1/4 inch thick plate, so I ain't worried too much about that. So that's the bottom of my intake. I ported the runners already, so got all that work done. And then this guy bought back my 2.7 setup that I bought from this guy online. Now let's see what we're working with here. So this is the oil pan for the 2.7. Now the way we're looking at this is it actually sits this way based on how this is laid out right now. That's the front. So the oil is draining from right here, right there. That's the oil drain right there. So any tapping needs to be done will be concentrated in this area and this area, because apparently coming from the front of the motor, but then again the oil pressure sits over here based on how that one is set up. That means the oil pressure is sitting over here. So if I do the drain on any one of this side here, it should be fine, because I was planning on draining it from over here rather than doing it in the back, because the front here, oh, what happened to the light? The hell? I don't know. There we go. So this is how it's set up right now. If you were to look at it from this perspective, so where it's a little more centered. So if I'm draining the oil, I guess if I tap it, yeah, in the front here, right over here, the oil will be draining right here. So I could actually weld the dash 10 fitting right here, and the oil thing is sitting over here. technically. So it's getting the oil pressure and stuff back from that side. So draining it from the front directly here will be up here away from all the pressure sources and stuff, so as not to affect or make it fluctuate too much. And it will be still behind this baffling plate to help, prevent it from slushing back into the regular oil and creating that foam. So I think you'll be fine putting the oil drain on this side. If not, let me know, guys, so I know what to do. Still playing around in different ideas of where to put it. So it's either it's going to be here or it's going to be over here. Another thing is I have the upper oil pan section from the 2.7. Now, based on this layout, because I bought this a long time ago from, I think, Wolf Order or somebody, and no, a guy who was a 2.7 in the C5 forums. I think I bought this from. I have to get this washed and power washed. As you can see, the factory is tapped in the exact location I stated. See, it's right in the corner on the stock 2.7 pan, where it's left blank right here in the 2.8. So I could just drill it there. So that means that there is a buffer plate right here for the oil to come in, and it prevents it from taking all the oil and suction from the oil cooler. So I think I'll be fine doing it on the stock pan. Now let's see how bad it is to get it mounted up on that, because I really don't want to have to pull the 2.7, the 2.8 pan to swap this in when I could just tap and weld the fitting on that one. But let's see how complicated it is. Let me grab a -10 weld on fitting. Let's see where we are. It's a bit complicated doing this with one hand, so bear with me. I think this is a -10 fitting. Alright, so on the 2.7 motor, oh, it sits in the hole perfectly. Clearance and everything to screw the antenna fitting on. Now just need to drop some welds on this bad boy. Okay. Alright, so I could do that, and then this brings the dipstick in the front, which then if I run it on the front there, I would have to bring my dipstick in the front, which will then not necessarily interfere with how I lay out the stuff, but it might. So I might reconsider using this. So if it fits in that hole on that one, let's see how it goes on this one. Alright, so yeah, this is a little more trickier. I mean, they got this fin right here. I could shave the fin down, and if I shave this fin down, then I'll have more surface here to weld it to, and then it'll be fine, because that fin is not really structural, so I could shave that fin. But I'm gonna drain, like I drained the oil, and I'm gonna pull the pan off, see if it's the same webbing on the inside, and then I'll weld the fitting on there. So that would be nice. Then I will have the oil drain coming from the back, and have to run a complicated line to the front. If not, like I said, similar to the dipstick coming through the back, I would weld right here and just drop it right there, either there or right there. So let me know. Waiting for you guys. Give me some feedback. Give me a comment. Let me know. In the meantime, oil is finished draining. I'm gonna pull this pan off and see what we're working with. So don't forget, like, share, subscribe for seeing more. Pictures are always posted daily on the gram. So check back on the gram for statics if you like statics instead of my babbling on the camera. Peace.